How's everybody doing? It is Tuesday, July 28th, and this is the Chase Carter Concept Podcast. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not too sure. I need to vent about a few things. The Xbox Showcase was last week. It was on a Wednesday, I believe, or a Thursday. Can't remember which. Everybody freaked out. Seemed pretty good to me. I'll go into detail about that later. But the first thing I need to get into, I'm seeing these Instagram and Facebook posts, and it said challenge accepted, and then a woman posts a selfie of herself. Posts a selfie, a black and white selfie. And I'm wondering where. No, it's women supporting women. So to show your solidarity with other women, you post a picture of yourself. That's not supporting somebody else. That's supporting yourself. So women, in their backwards thinking, how can I support women as a whole? I know, this is a crazy idea. This is something I don't do very often, but I'm gonna take a picture of somebody else working hard, somebody else's project. No, that would be difficult, and I would actually have to go do something. I'm gonna post a picture of me, but just like you do every other day. No, we'll see. The difference is I'm gonna make it a black and white photo. You know how before they had color in photographs? Yeah. Well, it's like a throwback Thursday challenge, but about me. I don't get how women can take a selfie and turn it into something about themselves or something about other people and supporting women as a whole. You're not supporting anybody. Challenge accepted. And by the way, challenges, they're supposed to be difficult, not the easiest thing. The most difficult part of that challenge is finding the black and white filter. That's it. What did you do? Stop calling it a challenge. The ice bucket challenge, I understand. Ice water, it's cold. It's not very comforting to have poured on you. I get it. So for about 30 seconds you're cold and that's it. It's not like you're sitting in a tub of ice. That would have been better. Is to sit in a tub of ice for like 2 minutes. That's a challenge. But taking a selfie, taking a picture of yourself, and then turning on a filter is not a challenge. You just want to take a picture of it. Just take a picture of yourself. It's like all the booty Instagram models doing Black Lives Matter shit. Posting a all black pic. What do you do? That's not doing anything. 2 weeks from now or the next day, you're going to be posting your ass everywhere. If you want to support the people, keep doing what you're doing. You see these Instagram models and they have these, oh my, they're all I don't know. I don't know. It's baffling to me. I don't get it. Maybe I'll never get it. But I just don't see. I don't get the logic of women just in general. Maybe I never will. They're right on a lot of things. But some of the things they're wrong about are the most egocentric. I think that I'm using that word correctly. I'm not even smart enough to know. But the most egocentric actions I've ever witnessed. If you could just take a picture of yourself and post it, it doesn't have to have meaning behind it. Doesn't have to have any of that. Just post a picture. If you want to support women in general, post a picture of a woman who invented something. Now, as a joke, I'm going to say it's going to be hard to find a woman that invented anything because it requires work. I'm just being a dick right now. But you know what? Do something. Support something that actually matters instead of I don't get these fads. Maybe I'm old. Maybe at 34 I'm old and I don't get it. I doubt it. I think a lot of people, but then again, no one's going to really complain about hot chicks taking selfies of themselves. I'm getting a little tired of it. When I see an attractive actress not posting pictures of herself and all these different animal rights posts and human rights. Did you know there's a tribe in Kazakhstan that doesn't get food or water? Then they can move to a place with water. Could you just post a picture of yourself, please? We're following you because you're attractive, not because of your opinions. That's sexist to say. You're an actress. You play pretend for a living. You don't actually do anything. You pretend to do other people's real jobs. And the people who actually do those jobs, say if you're a firefighter or a cop or say a soldier in a TV show, all those people don't like watching those shows because your pretending isn't that good. You watch doctors reacting to doctor TV shows, and they're like, yeah, those people have no idea. The thing they just rattled off makes no sense. The BPM 64 over 32, and they're like, no, that's not a real thing. We don't do that. We don't use those paddles like that. If someone goes into cardiac arrest, we don't instantly go to the electric paddles. I don't even know what they're called. You know, because I'm not a doctor and I don't pretend to be one either. Women have turned, oh. And then there was a guy, this fat actor, crying live on Instagram or Twitter about how he's emotional because of everything that's going on. He's a millionaire. He was Olaf. He's some fat actor who, by the way, hasn't lost weight in a pandemic. So he's not skipping any meals. So he's not really under any stress at all. Any stress. The only stress he's under is he doesn't get to hang out. He can't get to hang out. He doesn't get to hang out with his buddies. I can't even form a sentence correctly. There are people losing their jobs at no fault of their own. Can't pay their rent. They're going to get possibly kicked out soon. And Olaf, who's still getting checks, still has millions of dollars. Unless he spent it all, then I don't feel sorry for you. If you get paid millions and millions of dollars and you lose it, I don't feel sorry for you. I didn't know how to manage my save more than you spend. It's real simple. I don't make a lot of money. I have a lot of money saved up. I can go through this pandemic for another 5 years and stretch out my money. I'll figure it out. Because you have to nickel and dime just in case an emergency happens. Just in case. And I don't get how Olaf, the snowman, is crying right now. You're a millionaire. You have millionaire friends. You can call Kristen Bell. She'll have your chubby ass over for lunch if you get hungry. What are you complaining about? What are you crying? I don't think things are going to get back to normal. Nothing's ever normal the way it was before. The world changes. You adapt. You're a man. Be a man. Instead of a soft marshmallow little boy crying over, I don't get to hang out with my other millionaire friends. Now, if somebody is sick in your life, got sick from COVID and died, I understand you being sad. Then you have every right to cry. You don't have a right to cry because you can't go hang out with your millionaire friends. You're living in what I assume is a nice house. I don't even know this man's name, which is why I'm giving him shit. If you're sad over passing of a sibling or a family, a friend, be sad. But you should not, and you shouldn't make fun of someone who's feeling emotion. Yes, I am, and I'm tired of these people who others look up to being these soft. They play pretend for a living, and some of them are the softest people on the planet, and they play characters in movies and TV shows that are resilient, and they're not. They're not. The people who we should be looking up to are police officers, firefighters, doctors, nurses, EMTs, soldiers. Those are the people we should be looking up to. Not people who play pretend. Even athletes. Let's look up to athletes because they work hard. They actually have to work hard and go through some sort of trials and tribulations. Some kind of not diversity. What diversity is not the word I'm looking for. Some sort of I'm not even smart enough to think of the word. Some sort of, I can't think of it. Difficulty. They have to go through something. They have to have doubt. Can I get to the top of the NBA or the MLB or NHL or the UFC? Can you imagine these UFC fighters getting punched in the face and then crying? You know what? I can't get to hang out with my buddies. I can't. The world is different, and I thought to myself I should post this so other people know it's okay to cry over something stupid and trivial, like not hanging out with my friends. Dude, grow up, be a man. Please, just be a man. I'm begging you. And these cats that I live with are driving me insane. They normally, when they're outside, they get up on the windowsill, on the outside windowsill, and meow, which is fine. They're like, hey, let me back in. I've had enough of this outside bullshit. I want back in. This thing hopped up on the windowsill on the inside today and started meowing. And I said, hey, buddy, we don't do that. Okay? It's on the other side. I don't know what he wanted. He just hopped. I wasn't in the kitchen. He hopped up on the kitchen windowsill. He's usually on the opposite end, meowing. Hey, let me back in. I opened the door thinking he wanted out, thinking for some reason his brain is backwards, and he was like, I don't know if I'm in or outside. I don't know. I just know I want the opposite. Hopped up on the windowsill. So I opened the door. He didn't want to go outside. I don't know what I wanted to do. I wanted a new cat. And then the other one, because there's two, the other one just started meowing at me for no reason. He wanted outside. I let him outside. Because usually meows mean I want outside when they're inside. Let him outside. 5 minutes later, I hear meow, 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 meow. Brought him back in. Fine. I'm sitting here working on photo editing stuff, trying to learn how to use the lasso tool correctly, and which is really interesting. All this other stuff I'm trying to figure out. Meow, meow, meow. I'm like, what do you want? You want back outside? Doesn't want back outside. He wants treats. Just give him treats. Then he shut up. So that was my past few days. Trying to understand why women are so full of themselves. Or sorry, not women. I'm sorry. broads. No. Why actresses, Instagram models, not all women. A lot of women are like, what are you doing? But just, you have to be so self-absorbed to take a photo of yourself and say it's for women in general. Like it's just, I don't. It's so comical, and people don't they don't see it for what it really is, and it's just selfishness. It's unreal. Unreal. Just take a picture of yourself. I look hot today. You're feeling good. That's what people like to look at. That's what guys like to look at is hot chicks. And if you want to say, ooh, Sunday fun day, ooh. Or it's 5 o'clock somewhere, ha ha, and then they're drinking. Fine, go right ahead. Do all that corny shit. It's fine. But people follow you. I'm not talking about women in general. People follow you. You have friends. If you're a normal woman, people follow you because they like your personality and probably because you're attractive. Or you post, and the thing memes. I'm gonna get in. I want to talk about this memes. Okay, women, please. Some of my friends, who I care for shallowly, post memes that they did not create, but acting as if they made it up. And they will post dozens of memes. Look at this meme. You didn't make it. Stop acting like you made it. And then if somebody else they'll criticize other women. By the way, the support women bullshit. Women don't support women. Women don't support anything but themselves and their children for a little bit. Yeah, men support each other, and unless it's your child, then we split. Women don't support one another, but support their children, which is good. Which that part of it is amazing. I don't want to deal with kids. Can you deal with them? Thank you very much. I'm gonna go to a different town and try to be happy. But the whole meme thing. I've heard women criticize their friends like, oh my God, Tiffany. I'm using Tiffany because I don't know any Tiffany's. Oh my God, Tiffany. She thinks she's funny. She posted this meme. I posted it like a week ago. She thinks she's funny. But like, I was the one who originally started posting memes. Or they'll post a meme saying that their followers should thank them thank them for all the laughs because of the memes that they post. Like, you're not making any memes. You're not making any memes. You're searching the internet at work, which means you're not really working. Okay? And then you complain about equal pay, which is you don't see a whole bunch of guys posting memes. You know why? Because they're working. I'm just gonna shit on women for an hour. Maybe I'm the asshole. I don't know. But since we are almost 20 minutes in, let's talk about the news. The news. And I'm not going to talk about any serious thing. Portland, all that's, civil rights, at this point, we all got problems. Everything is terrible. Everything everybody does is terrible. It's just wearing people out. People just want to go back to somewhat, I think people like the outrage, like reacting, but to constantly be at that level of outrage is impossible. It's like when the NBA players were talking about not playing basketball, like they were upset about police brutality and they weren't going to play basketball for months. You're going to sit in your house and be an activist 24. Do you know what that takes? You don't. You know what it's like to be a basketball player and practice basketball for hours and hours a day, every day, which makes you great, and also being 7'9". But the best way, in my opinion, to help civil rights and to help people being, the lower class of people, regardless of race, but you have to help out your own race. So if you're Asian and you think they're being discriminated against, you should help out Asian foundations. The same goes for every race. So you have these black athletes who make millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars in some cases, willing to quit their jobs. Like, how are you going to, the way you help is you have the platform of the NBA, because it's going to mean more. I think I've already talked about this. It's going to mean more what you say before, during, or after a basketball game. And so I don't get, I'm going to stay inside. Kyrie's not playing because he's injured, but he was talking about not playing regardless. And there's a truck outside. I'm not going to apologize for it. I can't help it. There's construction across the street. Deal with it. Kyrie just donated 1.5 to the WNBA's, like a fund that helps people who don't want to play basketball get paid. They still get their paycheck, which is good. That's how you do. You make your money, you get money, and then you support whatever cause you want. But if you don't work, you're not going to get paid that money. See, Kyrie has an out. He can say he's not playing because he's injured and still make his money. But if he's not playing for any other reason, then he's not going to get paid. Like Lou Williams just got in trouble because he left the NBA bubble, which is, I'm talking about silly things now, because I've been talking about silly things the entire time. I've been talking about women, but he got in trouble because he left the NBA bubble for a funeral, for a family member's funeral. And then he went to a strip club, and he got caught at a strip club. Okay, which is fine. You can go wherever you want. You're outside of the bubble. I don't care where you go. But then he said, I went there because of the wings. The NBA shouldn't dictate where I go get food. First of all, the NBA is not telling you where you can and can't go. You can go wherever you want. If you want to leave the bubble, leave it. You're not getting paid if you do something that we say, hey, I have a family emergency, I need to go do that. You're supposed to be responsible enough to be like, what places can I go that are deemed kind of acceptable? NBA players have a stereotype of going to clubs and spending a whole bunch of money on chicks, which is fine. But that's not something you should do during a time of crisis, in my opinion. And then to blame it on food, well, yeah, the place had really good wings. Do you expect me not to eat? I heard Tracy McGrady talk about the NBA shouldn't be able to dictate where someone eats. They're not. You can go eat there. But if you want to go hang out at strip clubs and go to these high risk places, you're going to be put on a 10-day quarantine instead of a 4-day, just to make sure. Because you had to have some chicks. You had to have food and chicks dancing in your lap. You had to. Now, possibly, was he at a funeral? Everyone was sad. And it was like, hey, how do we get people in a better mood? How do we get these men in a better mood? I'm going to take him to a strip club. He could have done a good thing. He could have used those women in those thong bikinis, could have helped out a family grieving for their loved one. And I, for one, support those women and their right to help out society. Those women do a lot of hard work. They help out athletes. They help out men in uniform, Where do you think they go when they don't want to deal with their significant others? They go to strip clubs. I was invited countless times to strip clubs. Never went because women cost money. I can't remember I can't remember. I couldn't believe is what I meant to say. I believe it was the second time I went to a strip club. The first time I went, my friend was throwing a bachelor party for his buddy that I didn't know too well. And I didn't want to go. But I didn't want to ruin. We went down to San Diego. I didn't want to ruin, because we were supposed to just go hang out. I didn't know a strip club was involved. But I also didn't want to be a Debbie Downer. So I went inside the strip club. All these girls did not look, might be gay, but all these girls just looked trashy. Trashy, except for one. One looked natural, nice and thick. Me and my friend were like, we like that one. That's more our style. She looked more realistic. She looked like a girl from the outside, got dressed up in sexy lingerie, then came in. Didn't have the fake eyelashes, all that stupid bullshit. Men don't like that. Men don't like that. But anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, that was the first time. Had a nice time there. It was fun. And then the second time, they won. It was like $20 for a lap dance. And I was like, okay, that's $20, whatever. Then the second time I go was my little brother's birthday, and me and another friend, a friend, and then my little brother go. And these two strippers, these 6 strippers come up to the 3 of us, and 2 of them take each of us to these little booths, and they're trying to like turn us on and negotiate. And by the way, all of them except one are attractive again. And we were in Las Vegas. I would like to go to a strip club where more than one girl is attractive, but also don't want to spend a lot of money. So I'll spend $40, $50, whatever. Get food, drinks, and the $20 covers the drinks or whatever. It's like, oh, free charge, but you have to buy $20 in drinks, no problem. And each drink is $10, so you get 2 drinks, which is whatever. So this thirsty girl is trying to get money out of me, but the hot one is just staying quiet because she has already got a feeling that I'm not going to give up my money. But they were talking 3. Listen to this, 3 songs. They wanted to do 3 songs. Like, both of us are going to we'll take you in the back, give you the VIP treatment. I'm like, what's the VIP treatment? And she's like, well, we dance for you for 3 songs. And I'm like, okay, so these songs are 3 minutes each. It's always the short version of the songs. It's never the long ballads. It's never like the whole like Michael Jackson track. It's always the short edited radio version, the MTV version. You remember when the MTV had they showed actual music videos and the whole thing from start to finish, and then TRL came and took it like a 30-second chunk of those things and ruined it? I blame Carson Daly. But anyway, back to my story. They wanted $300 for 3 songs. I thought these women were on drugs, and they probably were. I laughed. I laughed in her face, and I said, do you know how long it takes me to make $300? I was putting a lot of my money into TSP at the time. I was getting $900 a paycheck, so at $900 every 2 weeks. And you wanted me to give you a third of that for 3 songs? And I'm not even getting laid? No. The only way I'm paying that much money for a woman's attention is if we're going to a hotel and we're all doing stuff. And my clothes stay on? First of all, and I'm not the ugliest person. I'm attractive. I'm fit. I should get a good-looking guy discount because I see all the schlubs that they have to dance with and dance on. There should be a good-looking guy discount. Can you imagine being one of those girls and having to feel on all these sad, pathetic men that like, I don't need a woman's attention that badly to where I have to dig into my pockets. in like a selfish, arrogant way. Like I'm a pleasure to hang out with. I want someone else to have a good time, but I'm not gonna pay you money at the same. In my head, I'm thinking, of course, these women are working, whatever. But in my head, I should get a good normal lap dances, $20 for me, 15, $10. Would you rather go over to that schlub? But yet, it's for money. You want more money? Go dance for those guys. But I should get a discounted rate, damn it. So Lou Williams, the NBA player, back to that, he's talking about how he shouldn't be criticized for going to a strip club. He went there for the wings. And then this place is getting great reviews. All these NBA players come out of the woodwork. They do have good wings, and these actors, they have amazing wings. I go there all the time. It's not just for the girls, for the half naked women. It's you went, if you wanted wings, you would have went to Wingstop. You can go to Hooters. It just, I understand people's, it was, what's the word that this guy used? It was irresponsible. I was like, he can go wherever he wants, but don't make up a stupid excuse and saying it was for the wings. Say you wanted something to eat and you wanted some titties in your face. You're an NBA veteran. That's fine. If you wanted to have an orgy at the strip club, do it. Don't care. But you're gonna stay. You're gonna do the 10-day quarantine that your employers say. It's not right that they're gonna quarantine me for 10 days. It should be 4. You can't dictate. No. The rules are in place. You go to a place that's what we deem high risk, and what everyone in the world would deem high risk. If you go to a small funeral, how many people are going to be there? There's 10, and you're going to stay apart, low risk. If it's for a king, and there's going to be thousands of people there at the funeral, that's going to be a high risk situation. And definitely, if you have naked chicks dance on you while you're eating wings, which doesn't sound very sanitary. Who eats wings who eats food at a strip club? People who are there way too much. I want to talk about this. The Red Dead Online. I made fun of people who protested. They dressed up in clowns because they weren't getting enough content. And now Red Dead Online released like a different character or a different role or job you can be. It's the naturalist frontier pursuit or whatever. You can hunt in the game and get pelts and all this stuff and have it actually mean something towards the game. So they release this role you can be, and people are like, oh, the protest worked. The clown dressing up as clown protest worked. They had this in the works before. They didn't just make this up in a week or two. If they did, that's great. That's unbelievable. But usually this takes months and months to test and to work out and actually do. And I don't know. And then, so I just thought that was ridiculous. It's like it has nothing to do with you protesters. Video game protesters. What kind of sad, pathetic, you log into a game that you say you don't like and just sit there. And then you post pictures of that. Oh, I protest the game. They're making money. They have your money. They have it. You bought the game. They have the money. They don't care. They're looking for new customers. Oh, Xbox games with gold for August revealed, which is interesting. I wonder if they're going to get rid of Xbox Gold in general and just have it the Xbox Games Pass and get rid of the free games. Because there's no reason. Just have gold. Just have maybe like Games Passes. But then what Ultimate? Ultimate would be Games Pass and game. I don't know. I don't know if they would lose more money. or just have it like in the middle. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to do some math on that because you're paying $60 a year for gold, and then you pay like $10 a month for Games Pass. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be smarter to combine it and then just raise the price a little bit. I don't know. I'm sure they have people. But the games, nothing really. Me and my girl might play this one game. Excuse me. It's called Portal Knights. And Portal Knights is a 3D sandbox RPG featuring randomly generated worlds, crafting, 3-player classes, and unique leveling system. I'm sure it's unique. I'm sure you kill things and get XP and get powers. Oh, it's so unique. I've never seen that before. There's Override Mech City Brawl. That starts August 16th. MX Unleashed it's a 360 game. But you can also play it on the Xbox One. I kind of want to play that again. And then Red Faction 2, good game. And that was originally released on the 360 last gen. And it'll be here for your Xbox One. So maybe some games, but I'm still playing. I haven't played too much Star Wars. I've been playing more NBA 2K20, capturing footage of that and then editing it, and doing my player, like doing like small, shallow dives into their high school, any kind of interesting life, any kind of cool life stories that they have or whatever. And did this one on Kyrie. Kyrie's I don't think I liked. It was more stats. There was no. The most interesting thing was when he redid his dad's house. His dad, even when they were little, I guess, had this house in New Jersey, and he was on some makeover show, and they redid his house. Him and his sister. They knocked down a few walls and they opened this place up, and it was actually a lot nicer. It was a really good job. And seeing Kyrie, I might have mentioned this in the last podcast. I don't know. I can't remember. But seeing Kyrie talk, I can't remember days anymore. They redid the trophy room, and the trophy room had his dad used to be a basketball player, not for the NBA, but still a pro player. Had all his trophies. Kyrie, every trophy Kyrie got was given or earned, he would give it to his father, and his father kept them all. So his father had this trophy room. I guess Kyrie didn't they were all in boxes and stuff like that, and Kyrie didn't really understand the enormity of all the trophies, and so they redid the trophy room and had everything displayed. And then Kyrie kind of broke down and was like, he was tearing up a little bit, saying, "Oh, I didn't know my dad kept all this." And it was kind of cool seeing it, like a different side of him. And I became a fan. I've always been a fan of his basketball talent, but him tearing up like that, I don't know. I was like, damn it, Kyrie, you got me to like you. I didn't like you. I'm a Bulls fan. When you and LeBron James were beating us, didn't like you. But really, the Bulls weren't going to win anything anyway. But Derrick Rose's ACL. Oh, God. 2011, my worst year. We had such a promising team. Hard-nosed, defensive team. No nonsense. One jump stop. One shortened season. One lockout season. Oh. Could have had one championship. Derrick Rose. It's better than Westbrook. More athletic. The best point guard in the league. League MVP. Youngest MVP of all time. We had him. We had it. And he was too fast for his own good. Still upsets me. And I don't even like going back and watching highlights. I don't anymore. Listen to Stacey King talking about, you want to go higher? Let me step back and kiss myself. Oh. It was so sad. But I'm also glad because I was too invested in that team. When they would lose, just like when Jordan was playing, I'd get upset. It would bother me. I wouldn't even have any money on the game. I would still get upset. I want to talk about the Xbox Showcase and Halo Infinite. It looked okay to me. The game was shown. There was a trailer. There was gameplay. It seemed like Halo with the grappling hook. The new weapons looked and sounded good. It looks good to me. The only time it doesn't look good is when they pause it and show like individual frames, and it looks not detailed and washed out. But in like 4K motion or in high definition motion, it looked fine. I'm not looking for Halo to wow me. In the graphics department, is it fun to play? Does it look fun to play? Is it Halo and it's an open world and it looks slightly better? Can I have that, please? Thank you. I don't need it to look like, and it's an open world. It's not going to look as good as a small linear game. It's just kind of interesting to see people that upset over a video game that they don't have to buy. Oh, the Halo doesn't look very good. Why am I going to get an Xbox Series X? You get it because they have games you like. And if you don't want it, don't buy it. To say, no, it doesn't look as good. Nope, that's not worth $500 or whatever it's going to cost. Oh, I've been looking into home security systems and all of these different little like do-it-yourself DIY. I found out. Finally discovered what that means. Didn't know what that meant till I looked into this. There's all these different cool home security systems, motion tracking cameras. Spent 3 days looking at that, and then I also was thinking about getting it for my brother and his family's house, buying him like some kind of security system and setting it up. But it would be like connected to their phones and all that stuff. So like motion tracking stuff, because they have like a bigger yard. I live in like a little apartment thing, and so there's no reason to have a big security system. But my girl had she has 2 bikes on her back patio, and one of them was stolen, and then the other one was moved the other day, and but it was locked up, but it wasn't in its like, I don't know, it wasn't in its rack, I guess you can say. It was off a little bit. I'm like, did someone try to steal this one too? This bike that cost $30, like that's rusted and kind of broken. Nobody rides it. Tires are flat. So I wanted to get motion sensing cameras and just put them around the place and see who the hell is stealing $20 bikes. And we have a workout bench back there, a workout bench. It's not a very good workout bench. She bought it for like $10 online before the pandemic, before the little everyone started getting the sniffles. And nobody takes that. Because you know why? Because thieves are lazy. Thieves don't work out. These pieces of garbage are stealing bikes so they can sell it for parts. They're not stealing a bike so they can use it themselves. They're probably fat and lazy. Anytime I see a fat person, I'm like, you're the guy. You're the person who stole it. But there's this cool, security features like Guardline Home Security. And it's not cameras, it's just motion sensors. And you set up the sensor, and you can like kind of alter the cone, so it sends out a signal like in this cone shape, and then if anything breaks that cone, then it will send the receiver in your house a little like diddling, diddling, and it'll tell you if it's like 1, 2, 3, or 4. There's like 4. The hubs can have 4 sensors on it, so you can set up like your sensor, say sensor 1 in your driveway, sensor 2 on the side of your house, sensor 3 in the backyard, sensor 4 on the other side of your house. And then that way you know, oh, if sensor 4 goes off, oh, it's on the right side of my house. So then you can go look there. I think that would be really, really cool to have in like a bigger area if you have a bigger yard, but we don't need that. But so I was thinking there's these Blinks cameras. I think you can get 4 for like $200, I think. And then you can just set them up. And I want to set one up in the side area that we have in front of our door, and then also in our back door, and then maybe one like somewhere for fun. I'm thinking, in the bedrooms. Not a lot of motion going on in there, except for last night. So yeah, so I've been looking into that, and I'm also looking into like motion sensing, turning. There's these little motion sensors you can buy for $20, and then you can somehow rig them up to lamps and stuff in your house. So in that way, if a burglar comes, say like near your door or whatever, that sensor will turn the light on. So it'll seem like someone's in the house turning the light on, and that'll scare them away. So I'm thinking of doing this. Should be pretty cool. Oh, and also very excited. We got about 15 minutes left. We're going to talk about Khabib Nurmagomedov. He's coming back. He's fighting the interim champion, Justin Gaethje, and it's set for October 24th. I am so excited. I hope they let fans. I don't understand why they can't let some fans in. Have a huge arena, social distance, sign a waiver, get the stuff done. Have nobody near where the fighters walk, so the fighters can't get anything, but just have them in the stands. Have them cheering. Make some money. Oh, it'd be so cool. Can't wait for that fight. I cannot wait for that fight. And then me and my girl were watching Darren Till and Whitaker. I want to say Forrest Whitaker. That's what my girlfriend was like. Is he related to Forrest Whitaker? He doesn't look like he is. That was a really good fight. And that was on ESPN Plus. My girl has that. She has some kind of deal with her phone. She gets ESPN Plus and Disney Plus. So I've been watching Kobe Bryant's Detail 30 for 30. I'm trying not to cry every time. That bums me out. But I turn into the fat guy Olaf. I'm just really sad that this guy I never met, he affected my life basketball-wise. I didn't like him for a brief moment in time because I was young and stupid and thought because he was arrogant on the court that means who he really is. He was just that way to develop a competitive edge. It's a form of greatness that I don't understand because I'm not great. That's what when I see people who don't like athletes for the way they act on the field, I'm like, that's not them. You can not like them, that's fine, but to insult them personally. I remember someone in my family was talking about Floyd Mayweather and how arrogant he is and all this. I'm like, that's an act. That's an act. He has you. He's playing you like a fiddle. He wants you to not like him, so then you come over to a family gathering, pay $5 to $10, and hope he loses. So not only is he getting people to watch his fights that like him, he's getting people to watch his fights that don't like him. Muhammad Ali did the same thing. There was a white fighter. I couldn't believe that the white guy even, because Muhammad Ali is known as everything he did for his people and all this stuff. Muhammad Ali tried to use racism against black people to sell a fight. He told, I forget the guy, I gotta look it up, but he told this white guy to call him the N-word. He's like, hey man, we got to get people, getting in on this fight. I think you should, when we're going back and forth, I think, I'll call you, or whatever, a cracker, something like that, and then you come back and you can call me the N-word. And he's all, Muhammad, I have black friends. I can't call you that. What are you talking about? And this guy's like, Muhammad Ali would do anything to sell a fight. He was going to use racial anger and to make more money. I couldn't believe, and the fact that wasn't a story, or at least nobody brought it up. I'm watching this Muhammad Ali documentary, and I'm like, how come nobody's mentioning that? How come nobody's mentioning that? And it's crazy. Is this guy in the, I don't know, 60s, 70s, 80s, no, 70s. It's always seemed like so long ago when they show video. But back then, wouldn't say. First of all, finding a white guy back then that didn't want to say the N word. Muhammad Ali's like, really, the chances are probably like 5%, 3%, and I got the one guy that wouldn't say it. Muhammad Ali was probably mad. He just wanted to get a little bit. He wanted to get the buy rate up a little bit more. I don't know if that's a term that promoters use. Couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. I remember Connor said something about like monkeys or something. I can't remember. I don't want to say too much. But I remember, and then people were like, "Oh, he said something racist. Oh, you dancing around like a little something like that." I can't remember what it was. And he had to come out. It's like, no, he's talking shit. He's talking shit. They're gonna talk shit to each other. He had to come out and say, "I'm not racist, though. Not racist. I love black people." It's like almost anything you can say. But it was crazy how that Muhammad Ali wanted a white guy to call him the N-word so he can make more money. And I guess if you're gonna use racism in a certain way, do it to make money. I guess. So yeah, the fights. I don't know what else. Me and my girlfriend are still playing Sea of Thieves. Her and my friend Ray and I played the other night, 2 nights ago. Yeah, last night we've been watching Marvel. Oh my God, she won't stop asking questions during the movie. The first 30 minutes, guys, if anyone out there does not have a girlfriend, has never had a girlfriend, whenever you start watching movies with any girlfriend, the first 30 minutes of the movie, questions galore. Who's that? And it's like, we just watched 3 movies setting this movie up. You should have all the questions. You should have all the answers. You should have them all. And I get it. The Marvel, it's complex. It's interwoven. But we're at we just watched Captain America, the First Avenger. She loved that movie. She liked it. I remember when I first watched it, I didn't like it. And then the second viewing, I liked it again. I liked it. But I don't think I was in the mood to watch a movie at the time. I remember seeing it in the theater and watching it later on DVD. But no, I couldn't. I don't know. And then when Red Skull removed his normal face, she put her hands. It's a Disney movie. She put her hand like in front of her face, like a little kid, like a small child. I'm like, what in it? It's PG-13 or PG. They're not going to show anything. It's just going to be a what? Why are you sad? Why are you scared of a Disney movie? Granted, Disney movies have some of the most impactful scenes ever. Bambi dies. Whole generation of people just don't want to kill deer. But they're fine with eating tons of cows. Oh, Disney hasn't made a movie about cows, so we don't care about those things. But deer, you shouldn't kill them. Why? They're gonna starve to death or be eaten alive by other creatures out there, or freeze to death. Quick bullet right through the heart, or quick arrow. They die, and then they feed a family for months. That sounds like a better deal, to me anyway. So yeah, so we've been playing Sea of Thieves. We just went on another Reaper mission. We got to level 5 Reaper, and of course we couldn't see any other ships on the map. The emissary thing didn't work. I don't know if I'm using it correctly. But yeah, we stole, there's a skeleton fort that was active, and then the skull cloud disappeared. We waited a little bit, and then there's a galleon sitting over there near, and then so we attacked. We shot her and Ray over to do some reconnaissance, and so their ship they get over there, their ship's on fire, so that means the fire's creating holes, and I guess only 2 people were actively playing. The other 2 were just sitting there, so the ship sank. the people died. 2 of the people died, and then so we killed the other 2. I pulled up. The fort was already open, so we just took that treasure, left. They never came back. We did some other events and missions. It's fun trying to get 3 people to work together, like on the same plan. That's what's cool. It just takes repetition. Like me and her can handle the sloop really well. But then adding the brigantine, the bigger ship, is difficult with another person who doesn't play with us often. And there's no like, what is it? What am I thinking? There's no flow. There's no chemistry, I guess. So like having certain people play certain roles on a team, if everyone's running around doing different things, it doesn't work out right. So you like if a skeleton ship pops up, there's a certain strategy. You get behind it, you harpoon it, and then depending on which way it turns, you can shoot it with your cannon. And if it's a bigger skeleton ship, one person has to go up, grab a gunpowder barrel, get on the ship, go below decks, and then explode that gunpowder barrel, and then fight off any skeleton who's trying to fix that hole. So there's all these different like roles and things like that. And if you don't have a crew that embraces their role, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose your ship. So that game is addicting as hell. I gotta finish Star Wars. I'm gonna probably play some of that tonight. I gotta finish editing my NBA 2K. I did a video. I finished the 3-point contest, which I have issues with, and I go into kind of the issues in the video. And then I just finished this is funny. I did all this research watching other people's My Careers and their all-star team. So if they were in the East, they would get the blue jersey. The East is the blue, and then LeBron James, and then the red. I remember seeing LeBron's last year in the East. He had on a blue jersey, I believe, and then the West. I can't remember the name of the. It was Giannis was Giannis red? Giannis was. I just thought of it now. The West. I thought the West was red. I got it mixed up in my head. I just figured it out. Giannis was the East, and then Team LeBron was blue. I thought it was the other way around. So I made special shoes. I made a special colorway of my shoes to match the blue jerseys, and then I play the game, and I'm in red. My whole attire's red. And I'm sitting there like, what is wrong? What did I do wrong? I don't understand. But then, of course, I just remembered that Giannis was in the red jerseys, not the blue jerseys. I'm stupid. So red is East, blue is West. Okay. Just thought of it. I'm happy. I'm happy about that. So yeah, I've been playing 2K. I have another Minnesota video to edit and break down. I think I want to do Karl Anthony Towns. Do a little dive on him. But the 3-point video will be coming out, and then the All-Star game will be coming out. And I don't know if I should do the history of like the All-Star game in general, or just pick a person from but I'm gonna pick that person anyway, like in the future. So I don't know if I want to waste it. So I might just do like a silly video where I'm just talking about the game. Just do like a normal basic one. I'm not too sure. I'll figure it out. And those videos will be up Thursday. If I get it right. I've been working on the thumbnail. I've been working on this photo editing software. It's called Pixlr. And kind of figuring out how to cut out images and then layering it, editing a little bit to where it looks different. So I had to take a screenshot of each starter. I'd like in the game while I'm editing the video, take screenshots when the camera got close to a player. I'm thinking about I have a different thing to actually get the actual pose that I want to do. And then taking that and then cutting it all out, manually cutting it out, and then like kind of editing around the edges, making sure nothing like looks funny, and then making a cool thumbnail for it. And I think I did a pretty good job for not knowing anything about photo editing or whatnot. But that'll all be out later. I'm going to go work out. I think it's, what day? I think it's physical training day 2. I think that's my workout today. I think one was yesterday. I'm pretty sure one was yesterday. I'm going to check my schedule. Sunday I wasn't feeling too well, so I had a lazy day Sunday. Yeah. So today is 2. Okay. Very excited about workout day 2. So yeah, that's the podcast. That's a Chase Carter Concept podcast. I hope you all liked it. I hope you guys are all good and safe. Stay safe out there. Don't get the sniffles, guys. Don't get it. Don't be like Olaf. You're lonely. Don't cry. And if you do cry, do not put it on social media. And if you're especially if you're a millionaire. All right, you guys take it easy. Have a good one.